Like 1970s shag carpet. Oh my God. I want to rip it out, but this would be a major DIY, and I'm just not sure Larry's ready for that.
Now, we bought this 2017 Grand Design Solitude 310GK about a year ago, and we went full-time in it about 6 months ago in February. Now, to celebrate our 1 year in this rig, we are finally going to do a tour. We're going to share what we like, what we don't like, and what we really don't like.
Yes. You can see glimpses of our rig in our other videos, but this is going to be the first time we show you kind of a real tour. But because there's so much to show, it's going to be quick and dirty. Now, not every setup is perfect, but Larry sure does love his Ram 3500 long bed, crew cab, big butt dually that we named Lone Star. And we both love our Solitude that we named Barf, but you know, it's not gonna win any Rootless Living magazine awards because we went more for that like practical and, you know, comfy for us. However, you're gonna see the good, the bad, and yes, the ugly. But this is a great rig. It's 4 seasons, extended stay, and it is rock solid.
Now, today, Allison's going to do the inside. Sometime in the future, I'm going to do the outside and show all that like manly stuff on the outside of the RV.
Yes, the manly stuff. Welcome back, everyone. But if you're new, I'm Alice.
And I'm Larry.
And we're Downsizing Makes Sense like the penny. We are two 50-something empty nesters who went full-time, like we said, mid-February in this Grand Design with our pups so that we could live each day more deliberately. Welcome to our home. Now, why did we pick a Solitude Grand Design fifth wheel? Well, the main reason why I picked it and the dogs picked it is because of these windows. Check out these bad boys. How can you not want to have this view when you're at a state park, or, you know, a slightly different view when you're at 1,000 Trails? But still, these are gorgeous, huge windows. And they actually go 360 around. They come all the way to the other side of the RV. And there are a lot of RVs, we researched a lot, and they didn't have a kitchen window, and they didn't have this back window. So I basically told Larry every time we walked in an RV that didn't have these, no, we're walking out. Now that's great, but the bad thing is that they have 2 different kinds of windows basically. They have the crank mechanism and they only open up about this much, which is great when it rains, but you don't get a whole lot of like cross ventilation. Also, these pull all the way up, which is great for cross ventilation, but the mechanism fails sometimes and they go push and slam down and it's going to break at some point. And lastly, I love that they have windows on the other side, but these windows don't open, which again, if these windows open, we'd have this awesome cross ventilation. So now we have the blinds and valances. These do a great job of blocking the side light, and pulled down, these do a great job blocking out the light, and it gives you privacy. But there's a little bit of a problem. They don't always work, and these have fallen off. They're kind of stapled on. We lost this one, we lost this one, we lost this one, and we lost one down there on the first couple trips. Okay, our 310GK Grand Kitchen. We love this kitchen island. Just look at all this counter space. Plus, I love that it has these really awesome pull-out drawers. And then this one is super deep, which is one of my favorite drawers. And it has all this cabinet space underneath. Now, the bad is these things we never use, we use for today, so they're going in storage. But it has a decent sized sink. It has a decent sized faucet. It works. No major complaints here. However, this cabinet down below is super, super deep. I can't even get my arm like way back there. So stuff gets lost back there. I don't know what's back there. Appliances are very important. Microwave. We love our microwave. We've never had a problem with it. Just a quick little tip, put a little foamy in here so you don't have to worry about this bad boy breaking while you're moving. There is one negative. In the 2017, there is no vent in the back for the microwave. There's a kit that we can order from Grand Design, but that's going to be a real hassle to deal with, so who knows when we're going to get that done. Next is the stovetop. Now, I actually picked the 2017 specifically because it had this nice flat stovetop, because you can just move this out of the way, use your burners. It's easy to clean. You lift this up. It's propane. It lights easily. It lights up quickly. No issues whatsoever with that. Now, the oven, everyone knows that's a whole nother issue. You have to push these two buttons. See, I don't even have anything positive to say. You have to push these two buttons to get it to light up. And then I'm like this, trying to do this, and it looks awkward, right? Well, it's really hard to see if it's lit. And then you're constantly turning the food. And we use this temperature gun instead to check the temperature. And yeah, we probably need to get a pizza stone. I know someone's going to say that to make this work better. But luckily, we hardly ever use the thing. I still prefer my toaster oven. I'm a little spoiled, but that's only when we're on electric. So this isn't officially appliance, but we love the Max Air fan up there because basically the microwave doesn't have the vent behind it. The window back here doesn't open. So every time you cook, make sure you turn on that Max Air fan. Plus, it helps circulate the air in here when we're not on hookup. We don't have the air on. It really helps cool the RV off nicely. The most important appliance, ta-da, the fridge. Now, this is a controversy. We love that it's an RV fridge, so that means it can be electric or propane. We dry camped in Canada when we weren't hooked up and we had to use propane. So to us, that's very important. We're not going to change that. It's going to always be an RV fridge. And just look at this thing. It's huge. And if you look inside, look at all that room. Now that's my chocolate drawer. No one touches my chocolate drawer. What you guys can have, if you want, is all that gluten-free stuff. That's Larry's. Sorry, it's icky. And the great thing is that this fridge is magnetized. We try to stay organized. We're not really good at it. So these little things go right on there. And you know how I love my magnets. I gotta have my magnets. But the most common complaint is just like with the oven, the temperature, okay? We have this right here, and we're constantly watching that. It's like a baby monitor to us. And it fluctuates, like it's got these cycles. And unfortunately, I made some famous fries, which are awesome, but they were like icicles. It was, I was very disappointed. Quick, funny little story. When we looked at this used 2017, we were like, oh my God, funny, hun. They put in a dishwasher because all the Grand Designs have dishwasher ready hookup. And we're like, we're never gonna use that. But you know what? Those 1,000 trails, for a dishwasher, I wash my dishes like constantly when we're in full hookup. And it works great. Now, the problem is when you're not using it as a dishwasher, when you don't have full hookups, this is basically just a really heavy, large dish rack. Now, a lot like the dishwasher, I thought this was just like a bonus. I thought it was just for ambiance, you know. Who actually uses an electric fireplace? I'm a Florida gal. But let me tell you, when you have electricity and it's cold outside, this bad boy heats up this room very quickly. And of course, you have a remote, and it does have its ambiance. And to tell you the truth, it makes for an awesome Instagram post. You've seen that, I think. The only problem I have with it is, one, I'm clumsy as all get out. I've whacked into this thing I don't know how many times, and it takes up a lot of space that I think we could use for storage. Other than that, it's awesome. I don't regret having it. Now for the all-important entertainment center. First of all is the TV. Yes, there's a TV here. Look at this. You can fit a 50-inch TV, which it did come with, but we have our own personal TV in here. It hides away nicely, stores safely, and there's a window behind it when we don't use it. It is directly across from what used to be the theater seating. Now, we looked at RVs where the TV and your theater seating were catty corner, and we're like, no way we can do that. That is like a neck problem waiting to happen. The only problem is it does take up a lot of room. Again, you could use some of that space for storage. Also, it does come with a stereo and a DVD player. The stereo has separate speakers, which is really cool. You can have the music playing in just this room or just the bedroom or just outside. It does have a DVD player. It has room, which I love, for our sound bar, but we did have to put something extra in here so it didn't move during storage. And the problem is really this is not a Blu-ray. So what we had to do is sacrifice space, which is so important, and we have our own DVD player in here, our own Blu-ray, and yeah, we had to shove it up a little so it can get through this door, hitting the button. But other than that, it's in a great location, and I love how it stores away. As full-timers, cabinets and storage are crucial, and this unit has tons of cabinets and storage. But my favorites are, like I told you before, these pull-out drawers, because look how deep these are, and they give you lots of storage. Now, one of the problems is, even though it has great locking mechanisms when you move, they lock actually too well for people with problems with their hands, and these handles aren't so great. So we actually leave these open a little like this. The other issue is, don't put a lot of weight in this middle section because it takes a lot of bumps, and this broke. Some RVs don't have enough pantry space, but look at this. Lots of food, lots of shelves. I love my pantry. Only couple issues is at night, this light really doesn't go through to all the shelves. Also, this bottom shelf was actually put together improperly and broke. The support beam, the shelf was underneath instead of on top, and Larry had to fix it. And the other issue is this used to be just like a decorative door. And I'm going to show you when we get to the bathroom, but check this out. That weird cabinet in the bathroom, we can actually get to now because Larry made this a door, and we put in plexiglass instead of that frosted glass so I can put pictures in it. Directly across from the TV, which is very important to us, there used to be theater seats here, and they were comfortable. They had massage. They had cup holders. They had heated seats, which was actually pretty cool. But we didn't like the fabric. We knew that's a common complaint. It falls apart. So we put in our own couch here. It's real leather from our home. It's like 10 years old, and it still looks awesome. Now, this couch is a queen size pull-out couch, which is great for company. Normally, it's just a big giant doggy bed, and that's it. Now, again, back to the material. It's got that original material, and we know this is going to fall apart. It doesn't actually come with cup holders, which I'm surprised, and it has these weird little end tables that really don't do a whole lot. Plus, we've got these supposed read-and likes, and they don't do much either. So we really don't use this area. Once again, we changed this. There used to be a dinette here, and it was a perfect location. I mean, again, look at these great huge windows. You're seeing this view. It was a solid wood table. and it had, you know, 4 chairs that you could use, lots of room. But it's not something we used. One of the problems is when the dinette table was here, one, it didn't have an extra leaf or anything, so it wouldn't extend. When the slides are in, you definitely couldn't get by it at all. And the chairs were, frankly, very uncomfortable. So we put in this up desk. So perfect place for our workstation. We're full-timers. We have a YouTube channel. And when you're working on the computer, once again, you have this great view. The other great thing is that when the slides are in, we actually can walk by now through here if we really needed to. So just our preference, we'd rather have a workstation than have a dinette that we pretty much use like a giant junk drawer. The stairs to the upper floor. Now, they have these really nice big steps, and they're super solid. It actually came with a drawer under here where you put your shoes. However, there was a drawer to put your shoes in. So when you pulled out the drawer, you couldn't have a mat here. So we just yanked that drawer out, shoved the shoes in there, and Larry put a board back there because I put some shoes back there and they fell in the basement, so that didn't help. These are actually very slippery. As you can see, I love to wear my socks, so we need to put some sort of grippy here. There was a handrail here, but it was this solid, hard piece of wood, and I whacked my arm really hard, and I slipped. So it was like a combo. I had this major bruise, and there's no lighting here. So this is just a recipe for disaster for clumsy people like Larry and me. The throne room, very important. You have lots of elbow room. This is a nice solid porcelain toilet, but the seats, these are plastic. It didn't come with these towel bars. We put this in ourselves, all these towel bars. This is that weird funky closet, which is great that it has a closet, but remember it goes super deep, so we made the entry in the other side so you can get to the back of it. It does have this fan up here, but it would be nice if it was a max air fan. We actually love this porcelain, this vessel sink. Another reason why we wanted the 2017 is to get this vessel sink. It gives you lots of room, big sink, but Larry has whacked his head on here a couple times. There isn't a backsplash. Again, I don't understand what the problem is with that. Lots of cabinets, just a quick peek. Look. And again, lots of cabinet space, quick peek, don't look. Okay, so lots of room here. Shower, really big. Lots of room in here. It has a nice skylight. That is actually an upgraded skylight from our previous owners. And they also put in this updated shower head. It didn't come with the RV. Go ahead. And you guys know I'm so glad that I now have a lock on this door. The bedroom, the room Larry says is the most important room, but we're not going to get into why. It's huge. We have a queen size bed in here and it fits fine. Problem is that this is a very uncomfortable headboard. These side tables are pretty useless and these reading lights are pretty useless too. Not crazy about that. We also have an ottoman down here for great storage. You can fit a lot of stuff in here. You guys know that if you lift up the bed, there's tons of storage under here. Problem is, this ottoman has already broken off pieces, as you can see right here. Don't put anything heavy underneath your bed. The closet, lots of room. I have lots of clothes in here, lots of stuff underneath here. This is not all mine, by the way. The lighting is a bit inadequate. And this shelf could be bigger. And this door is terrible. And this lock will actually wiggle open in movement, so tape it down. Now this closet is a second one. This is pretty much Larry's closet with all his YouTube gear. It is washer and dryer ready, which is great for those of people that choose to do that. We have this dresser here. Problem is, it really could be like 14-inch big drawers, and it's only 10-inch, so I don't understand that. We have a second TV, but we never use it. But a great thing is, it does have these windows here for cross ventilation right here. This big back window here, and of course the window that's directly behind you over here. So this room does get lots of ventilation. Pretty standard is it has the 2 air conditioners, one for this room and one for the other room. But what's special about the Grand Design is they don't have the heating ducts in the floor where dirt can go in them. They have them up above, which is one of the things that I love. However, they have this one heating duct that actually points directly at the refrigerator, and if you leave this open, the heat goes inside here. So we duct taped it over until we can find a better solution. Don't have a heat duct aimed at your fridge. You've seen the good, you've seen the bad, now for the ugly. Now this is just a personal preference, but I really cannot stand all the brown in here. And some of the things is, I think that all this extra woodwork, I don't like. It's heavy. I'd rather have just a sleek look. I really can't stand this glittery, scratchy stuff they had everywhere. They even had it on the chairs. And let me tell you, this is the kicker. This, like 1970s shag carpet, oh my God. I want to rip it out, but this would be a major DIY, and I'm just not sure Larry's ready for that.
Well, thanks for checking out our RV good, bad, and ugly video. Now, do you have an RV with some good, bad, and the ugly? Please share it with us in the comments. Now, do you have any questions about something we covered about our RV or some of the appliances or other things? Please ask us that question in the comments.
You can also check out our Instagram account for more up-to-date videos and pictures, and leave us comments there as well.
She is the Instagram queen.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you like this kind of content, we do lots of RV DIY, campground reviews, full-time RV living, stuff like that. Please consider subscribing to our channel. I'll leave a link down here. Now, I'm also going to leave a link to a playlist up over here for something for you to check out next on our channel.
Yeah.
And remember,
downsizing still makes sense.